Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to our week 2 of Halloween games. This week we have Lynde, Cheerful Tormentor. This is a cursed tribal deck, and it's currently piloted by Braxton. This deck aims to kill your opponents with curses before your curses kill you. We also have Slogurk the Overslime, which is being piloted by Tyler. This deck wants to mill yourself to get lands in your grave, sack as many lands a turn so you can hit your opponents for lethal commander damage. We also have Jeremy back again with us this week. He's playing Temmet, Naktamun's Will. This deck is just a bunch of zombie lords and draw effects to try to stomp your opponents out before anything really goes on their side. Finally, I'm here with Be'lakor the Dark Master. This is just a demon tribal with every demon I could throw in there. And without further ado, let us begin.
Everyone keeps a 7-card hand, and Tyler goes first. He begins with the Broker's Hideout, getting an island and passing the turn. Braxton plays a Black Cleave Cliffs and casts a Curse of Opulence, targeting me. Jeremy plays a Swamp, and I play an Island. Tyler plays a Forest and casts a Corrosive Ooze. Braxton plays a Mountain. Jeremy plays a Plains. I play a Mountain, casting Talisman of Creativity. Tyler plays a Lonely Sandbar. Braxton plays a Swamp. Jeremy plays a Champion of the Parish. I cast a Worn Power Stone. Tyler casts Hadana's Climb and attacks me for 2, getting a gold. Braxton casts an Estrad Invocation as a copy of Curse of Opulence. Jeremy attacks me with the Champion of the Parish to get a gold. He then casts a Midnight Reaper. On my turn, I cast a Blood Crusher of Khorne. Tyler casts his commander, and then plays a Cabaret Courtyard, getting a Forest, remembering to gain his 2 life here. At the beginning of combat, he puts another counter on his commander, and he attacks Braxton for 3, getting another gold. Braxton casts Lynde, Cheerful Tormentor. Jeremy's turn is an Exotic Orchard into a Diagraph Captain. He attacks me for 3, and Braxton 4. My turn is a Chaos Mutation. I hit the Blood Pressure of Khorne, Diagraph Captain, Lynde, and Slogurk, hitting Kothofed, Ice Flan, Servant of the Stinger, and Zula Shur. Tyler recasting his commander and playing the Broker's Hideout. Braxton plays a Curse of Restless Dead and attaches it to Tyler, and then it hits me for 1. Sacrificing his Servant of the Stinger and tutoring up a Curse of Misfortunes, which shouldn't be revealed. He then sacrifices his 6 gold to recast his commander. Jeremy's turn, he attacks me with Midnight Reaper and attacks Braxton with Zula Shur, but he gets 2 treasures and Braxton gets 2 treasures. He then casts Rooftop Storm, followed up by his commander and Tomb Tyrant. On my turn, I draw, but I don't get a land or a black source. Tyler's turn, he plays a Cabaret Courtyard and gets a Forest. He then casts Bonnie Paul. He creates blue, and in combat, he puts a counter on his commander, transforming Hadana's Climb. He then attacks Braxton with Slogurk and me with his Corrosive Ooze, returning Broker's Hideout with Bonnie Paul, searching up an island. Braxton then casts Go for the Throat, targeting Slogurk, so Tyler removes 3 counters to return him to his hand. When he does this, he returns Cabaret Courtyard and Broker's Hideout to his hand. He then recasts his commander in second main phase. Braxton's turn, he moves the Curse of Opulence Estrad's Invocation onto Jeremy, drawing 2 cards. He then casts a Propaganda and a Paradox Haze. Moving to combat, he sends 3 decayed zombies at Jeremy and 1 at me. He creates 2 treasures from this, and then he passes the turn. Jeremy plays a Grave Sovereign, and then casts Ring Sight on his commander. He searches up a Hordewing Scab, putting another counter on Champion of the Parish. He then moves to combat, attacking Tyler with Temmet and me with Midnight Reaper. He also sends Lord of the Undead at me, drawing and discarding. And then he draws 2 and discards 2 from Hordewing Scab, and casts a Wishclaw Talisman. Using the gold from the Curse of Opulence, he activates it, giving it to me, and searching up a Distant Melody. My turn, I activate the Wishclaw Talisman, and I search up a Blasphemous Act, giving it back to Jeremy. I then follow up by casting the Blasphemous Act. While everyone cleans up their creatures, I follow it up with an Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch. Tyler's turn, he casts his commander, Slogurk the Overslime. He then plays a Broker's Hideout, getting a Forest, triggering Curse of the Restless Dead for Braxton. He gains a life, and then he follows it up with an Oran Reef Ooze, putting another counter on Slogurk. Braxton's turn, he casts a Curse of Misfortunes, then sacrifices 2 golds to cast a Arcane Signet. Moving to combat, he attacks Jeremy and me with the Decayed Zombies, creating 2 gold, and I block 1, and Jeremy takes 2. Jeremy's turn is a Binding Mummy and a Forgotten Creation. And then he casts his commander for 2 mana. He then finishes off his Wishclaw Talisman, giving it back to me, and searches up a Rot Hole. He then casts the Rot Hole, bringing back a Champion of the Parish, Grave Sovereign, and Hordewing Scab. He passes to me. On my turn, I get back with the Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch, a Chaos Mutation. I then attack Jeremy for 2, getting a gold, and I cast the Lord of Change, drawing 3 cards. Tyler's turn, he plays a Bloodline Pretender. He then recasts his commander, Slogurk the Overslime, and replays the Broker's Hideout. This gets Braxton 2 more zombies, and then he attacks me with the Oran Reef Ooze, which I block. This gets him a gold, and he discards for turn. Braxton's turn. He flickers Estrid's Invocation, turning into a copy of Curse of Misfortune. Then he goes and grabs Curse of Surveillance, Curse of Vengeance, and Curse of Unbinding. Next, he casts his commander, and then follows it up with an Obeka Splitter of Seconds. Jeremy's turn, he casts a Distant Melody, and Tyler responds with a Rapid Hybridization on Temmet. Jeremy puts his commander in the graveyard, and then continues by casting a God Eternal of Ketra and a Gravecrawl. My turn, I return Blasphemous Act to my hand with the Exalted Flamer of Tzeentch, and I cast it. I follow up by playing a Soul Ring, and casting Reflections of Littjara, and a Mystic Remora. Tyler's turn, he replays his commander, sacrificing Broker's Hideout, getting a land.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lands.
Oh my god!
Put 7+1/+1 counters on Slogurk.
Oh, that's scary.
Braxton's turn, he gets a Curse of Fool's Wisdom and an Accursed Witch. He then searches up a Maddening Hex and flips into an Entity Tracker. He then casts a Curse of Bloodletting to Tyler, and attacks me with 1 zombie token to create a gold. We then do the Maddening Hex trigger, and it moves to me. He then casts a Curse of Chaos on Jeremy. Moving to Jeremy's turn, using Rooftop Storm, he casts God Eternal of Ketra, Asheton, and a Ret Tomb Mystic. He then casts a Gravecrawler and an Endless Ranks of the Dead, making some zombies. Before his end step, I cast Curtain's Call, killing Oketra and Asheton. He then discards down for turn. My turn, I play a Path of Ancestry and cast a World Connections. I take 3 damage from the Maddening Hex and it moves to Jeremy. I then cast a Personal Tutor and search to the top a Decree of Pain. Tyler's turn, he channels Boseiju, targeting Rooftop Storm, casting Rishkar's Expertise, drawing 11 cards, and puts into play an Overlaid Terrain.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Cool. So.
Oh, I have a feeling I know exactly what it's gonna be next.
I ain't doing
Torment floating.
No.
I mean, he has no lands. He can't pay to attack.
Splendid Reclamation's not so good.
In response to its enter the battlefield, he activates Hadana's Climb, targeting Slogurk, giving him +7/+7 in flying, and attacks Jeremy. This puts Jeremy out of the game. Braxton's turn, he flips until he hits the 9th Doctor. He then flips again until he hits Sphinx of the Second Sun and Ashiok's Reaper. He then attacks me with Entity Tracker and everything else at Tyler. In response, I cast Chaos Mutation, targeting Slogurk the Overslime and the Entity Tracker, and I get a Clever Imposter for Braxton, copying Sphinx of the Second Sun. Tyler then Boseju's Curse of Misfortune. In Braxton's second main phase, he casts Mogus and a Curse of the Bloody Tome, targeting me. He has an untap, upkeep, draw, upkeep, untap, upkeep, draw. In this, he hits Caliphie, Skull Snap Nuisance, and a Fear of Sleep Paralysis. Moving to my turn, I take 2 damage from Mogus and 1 from Underworld Connections. I then cast a Decree of Pain, drawing 8 cards. This returns a Cursed Witch to the battlefield, transformed, attached to me. I then cast a Finger of Slanesh, copying it because of Reflections of Littjara. A Dark Ritual, allowing me to cast a Demonic Covenant, copied because of Reflections of Littjara. A Chaos Defiler. I then choose Overlaid Terrain and the Cursed Witch, but the Dice Gods decide that Tyler can't have anything, blowing up his Overlaid Terrain and his gold. I then cast a Rot Cursed Rakshasa, copying it. Moving to end step, I mill 4 cards, keeping both Demonic Covenants, and make 2 5/5 demons. Tyler's turn, he plays a Tropical Island and casts an Experiment 1. Jeremy's turn, we realize that the Curse of Unbinding actually mills, and with no more creatures in his library, he dies in his upkeep. Moving to my turn, I cast a Lord Xander the Collector, making Tyler discard most of his hand, followed up by Raphael. Tyler begs for 1 turn, so I let him have it, hitting him for only 12. Unfortunately, I accidentally only gain 10 here. I then cast a Seeker of Slanesh and milled 2 more cards, losing 1 Demonic Covenant, but making 2 more demons. Tyler's turn, he flips his top card to see if he has anything, casts his Commander, and passes to me.
My turn.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna instant speed scoop.
Nope, I gotta kill you. We gotta have the kill thing on cam.
Untap, upkeep. I'm gonna make a treasure, lose 1 life, draw. We're gonna play a Sulphur Falls.
What creatures are here for? I'm not gonna trigger the last gift right now.
Why not?
I'm a full swing.
It's only,
Math is for blockers.
no.
Oh, these are both dead.
We're not so.
Oh, no, as a D&D player, math's going. I just want to get thing on it.
I'm gonna pay.
Those are the amount of creatures. The rest of this is lane.
So I'm gonna pay black, and 1. We're gonna put a Decayed counter on Slogurk. Exactly.
Let this happen.
The Rakshasa, and I'm a full swing.
Just let this happen.
Alright, thank you all for watching and making it to the end. I'd also like to thank all 3 of our players, Braxton, Tyler, and Jeremy. They played a pretty good game today. Unfortunately, the curse deck ended up killing itself around the end, so it didn't really get to show as much as it could do, especially since Lynde was hit by like 3 board wipes back to back. Be'lakor really struggled here. He didn't hit like any lands the majority of the time. And in this game, Temmet really struggled, not because Temmet wasn't doing what he wanted to, it was actually because Temmet was politicked out of many wins during this game. Still in response to the Distant Melody when Temmet was being killed, tapped his Grave Sovereign to bring him back, pumping his board and at least killing 1 person. But unfortunately that didn't happen. Also, another few issues is the Slogurk player getting absolutely bodied by 2 Chaos Defilers, blowing up not only his gold token, but his Overlaid Terrain, completely removing him from the game. Unfortunately, we didn't see Be'lakor touch the table at all this game, which is a pity. He's usually the win condition of my deck, hitting him with like a Rite of Replication for 25 instances of 6 damage. I'd like to once again thank you all for coming and watching. In addition, I'm glad to announce that we are doing a few subscriber milestone giveaways. 5,000 subscribers, we're intending to give away a bundle for whatever magic set we're currently in. So if we get an Avatar, you get an Avatar bundle. If we get it in Lorwyn, get a Lorwyn bundle. So on and so forth. Same thing at 10,000. And there's a few other milestones we're still working out on what to do. We said at 200,000, we're probably going to do a cooking channel, just because instead of getting pizza before each game, we're going to actually cook for our players. There's a few other big ones, notably one I personally plan to do is if we somehow beat out all other Magic YouTube channels, and hit 1 million subscribers, I will give away a graded Black Lotus. Try to get the best one I can find. If it can't, PSA 10 Black Lotus sold at auction for $2 million. If you get an 8 or 9, it's still going to be worth a lot. So I'd like to, once again, thank you all for coming, and remember, stay gold.